Welcome to part 2 of the QR code lesson. After watching the first part, we should have a pretty good idea of how to use the QR codes and what kinds of different QR codes we can make. Now we're going to use them in class. Today's assignment is going to be a group project, and we're going to make a QR code treasure hunt. And this is going to be an experiment in absentee teaching, as you'll see. First, your task. I want you to please go into groups of 4 or 5 students. You can choose whatever groups you like. And then I would like you to choose from the colored paper on the table in front of you. Each group will choose one color. And then your group's task is to design a directions course or a activities treasure hunt sort of type course around the 21st century building. It's not going to be easy, and it's going to take a lot of group collaboration and cooperation. Let's go over what you're going to need. The directions lessons can be made using many different types of codes. So you can use YouTube codes or Instagram or Twitter. You can use plain text codes and Google Maps codes. And please try to use a variety of different QR codes to practice using them and to better engage your students. Your lesson needs to have at least 16 QR codes. And when you're finished making your course around the 21st century building, please tell another group to take their phones and do your course, and likewise you'll do another group's course. So let's have green go with blue and pink go with yellow. So yellow will do the pink's course and blue will do the green's course, and vice versa. Okay, you're going to need the color paper on the table in front of you. You're going to need the printer. That's hooked up to the main computer. Please feel free to use it. You're going to use the QR code generator on qrstuff.com. You're going to need a good imagination and a great team to do this properly. So let's take a look at what you'll need. The first thing you need to do is you're going to need to make a plan. Where and what do you want your students to go and do? The more detailed your outline, the easier the following stages will be. What you really want to do is walk the course ahead of time and develop ideas of what you want your students to do and where you want them to go. You want to make sure that your students are doing the course and not just copying from other people. You're going to need to decide what QR codes you'll need to make and make a label for them, or make a list of QR codes that you'll need. And then you'll need to organize, label, and test your codes to make sure they do what you want them to do. Testing the codes is really important. Lots of times you'll make a small mistake and then the course won't work. So you have to make sure that each code works properly using the techniques that we used in the previous lesson. So we're going to open a Microsoft Word document, and the codes can be easily copied and pasted into the Word document. The codes can then be labeled, and I'm going to do this for you in a second. And once your codes have been created, copied, and pasted, you can just print the sheets, cut out the codes, and tape them where you need them taped around the building. So the idea is that your students will go from one code to the next code to the next code, getting information from the different codes as they go along the course. If you get into trouble, you can always use this code. And if you get into real trouble, you can use this code. Please use this code only if you're at a complete stop and you can't figure out as a group or as a class how to proceed. And then when you're finished, you can use this code. Okay, so let's turn off this PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to show you some ways to do this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the plan. We have our plan, and we're going to make a variety of QR codes. And as I said before, when we make a QR code, so we'll download it, download code, we'll download the code, we'll right-click on the code and open the file, and then we'll use the R, or the properties section, and we'll label the code what we need it to be. So step 1 directions course, Facebook status update. So here you would have your students update a Facebook status or post on Instagram or something, and then we can save it. And as we talked about in the previous lesson, to find these, we go to Documents, and we go to Download, and then here in the Download section, we'll have the picture labeled, and then we'll just slide the picture into the folder that we want. Okay, so your next step is to open a Word document. What we want to do is we want to open a Word document, and we can also, at the same time, we open our codes lesson, and we can just, if they're well messaged or well labeled, you'll see that these ones aren't very well labeled, and so they'll be hard to reference later on if they're labeled poorly. Here, this is the one for my place, a message to my friend, Google Goggles, step 1 directions, and other codes. So I can just double click all of these. So I'm just going to do 8 for right now. And when I hover my mouse over top of the picture at the bottom, it will give me the names of all of the files. So you'll see Google Goggles, message to friend, my place, QR code, QR code, QR code, QR code, and QR code. So I'm going to go to my Google Goggles one, and I'll click it. And all I have to do with my mouse is I have to right click and copy. And I go to my Word document and I paste. And underneath my Word document, I can type in message to friend. This makes it really easy for me when I print it out to know that this is the QR code for message to friend. Oh, sorry. That's Google Goggles. And then when I go to my Google Goggles one, I can just erase it to know that I've used it. Next, I'll go to my message to friend. I'll open it. And I copy it. My document. And here, I'll just paste it. And underneath where it will print, I can just type in message to friend. I can, if I choose to, I can make these a little bit bigger to size them how I want to in the document. And I can move these over to organize it. And then I'll take away message to friend and double click my place. And if you'll see at the top, it says my place Windows. And I copy, go to my document. After this, I'll have to hit return and paste and my place. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to label these here. You should be able to fit about 8 on a page. I can reduce this and I can reduce this. And your phone has no problem reading these either, so we'll just slide them in. And we just back up the text underneath to make sure that it's all very structured and organized. The more structured and organized it is when it comes out of the printer, the easier it will be to organize further along in the lesson. So then we'll save our document, and we'll save it as teacher QR directions, and I can save it. And then I can print the document and cut them out with a pair of scissors and go around the school and paste them as I need to. So that's it for for how to do this, I'll erase this document. And so again, we go back to the codes. And when you make this, please make sure and remember that there's lots of different things that you can do with these QR codes to make it more fun and more exciting for your students. So good luck. And like I said, if you have any questions, just go back to those QR codes that I posted in the PPT. I'll also post the PPT in Schoolology.com. And so let's just do that really quickly for the end. Schoolology.com. And we'll copy the URL. We'll put the URL into the website. We'll paste. And we'll download the QR code. The QR code will pop up at the bottom. I'll open it. And then I'll rename it Schoolology link. And then finally, I'll just leave it here for you on the screen if you need to go to Schoolology and find the PPT. Good luck, everybody, and have a good time. Please stay in class. I'll be back in class around 9:30 to wrap up and talk about some other issues. Have fun and good luck. Bye.